Hi, my name is Katie, and this is my tribute speech. So it was my junior year, and I was sitting in my bed, and there was I was covered in blankets and just finished a Zoom class that I slept through just to be awoken by the leaving sound of the Zoom class. And I was about to go back to sleep, and suddenly I get a text from my grandfather and saying, "Come downstairs right now." I was terrified because I didn't know what he was going to say. So I go downstairs and all he says is get dressed and we're going somewhere. So we did. I hopped in the car like he asked, not knowing where we were going. But suddenly he comes out and we're suddenly at a park. Um, and he says, we're going to swing on the swings. Unfortunately, the park was actually closed because of the pandemic, but that's not what mattered. He got me out of the house because he cared. So today I am ecstatic to tell you about my grandfather, Larry Mueller. The qualities that I love about him the most is his stoic, uh, his his stoic yet loving nature and his willingness to listen. So for my first example, this was actually my senior year. We were back in person, but I was in practically 4 performing arts classes, which is a lot of performing arts classes. And if you know anything about theater, there's usually something called a hell week. I basically had a hell month. It was performance after performance and then finals. So I was very stressed, obviously. And one day he picked me up from school and I was so exhausted that I just closed my eyes while driving home. But I didn't feel the same turns that we would to go back to our house. We were at a Starbucks drive-through. Um, and he didn't say a word. He just knew I was stressed and knew I needed that to get through the rest of my day to continue doing homework. And I appreciate that. The second example is his willingness to listen. This was actually back in my freshman year. I was with my youth group, and my youth leader wanted us to do something called a phone fast, which is basically not using your phone for about a week. I said I didn't want to do that. And my grandmother and my grandfather were just like, wow, you're obsessed with your phone and you're just like your brother. I was compared to my brother a lot, and I started crying. I ran into the other room, and my grandfather says, "It's okay, you don't have to give up your phone." And I told him that wasn't the point. I told him about not comparing me to my brother, and he finally listened. He was the first person to actually stop doing that and told the rest of my family to stop, which was nice when no one else never listened before. So, these are some stories about my grandfather, and something I'd like to leave you with is uh, he was always my rock. And I hope that you have someone in your life who is a rock just like you or just like he was for me, but you don't know how much time you have left with someone. So make sure that you're holding them close. Okay. Thank you.